Okay, now I'm putting, I will now put texture on these little hair locks of hair. And I'll just do that. I got the smaller V tool and just start making texture on all that, on these 3 hair locks. Okay, and then to get that one, I'll clean that up, go down that direction and that direction, and it'll kind of make that look better. Kind of outlining that. I just want to get texture on all of it. And blow all that out of the way, and then when I get the texture on it, just go down and retexture where I want it to get deeper. And since these are basically the ends of his hair locks, I'll just go down and do the same thing there. Just make all those little small cuts. Just going back and cleaning up places there. And I'll just take, I know my hand's getting in the way on that, but I'll just texture that all the way down and come back when that's finished. This is the way I like to finish a piece. I'm carving on it, and then all of a sudden I just say, wow, I'm through. And so that's the way that happened on this one. I just got to the point, I was like, no need to do any more, that's it. I will do the base, but as far as the carving of the bust itself, that's done. I'll get you a few close-ups in here. Hope you enjoyed watching this carve, and now I'm going to do another rough out of that, but it may not be in the order of the videos on the YouTube, but I'll do another one. I'm not going to show the process. I'm going to make the headdress different though. Here's some close-ups. Here's the face, the feathers. I had to cut through there. I had to patch. The back again is a simple design, not much to that. Got the hair locks, the beadwork, the little bone necklace, his face, and the fringe. I'll be putting a little more detail. I'll do some headband and these little things right here, put a design on those. Probably won't carve them in. I think I will carve them in this time. Just be real basic geometric pattern, and then I'll put the paint to it. And I'm going to do a painting technique on this. I'm going to paint this like I do the cigar store Indians, but it's going to be a little different on the face. I'm actually going to give color to the face and show you how I do that, even though I really do like to just keep it natural. I've got this piece ready to paint, got it like I'm going to do that commission piece I did the other day of the guy in the Indian outfit. Oh, they're gonna mow next door. Holding his rifle. I used the same painting technique on this, but on this I'm gonna put some color on the face, and this is something years ago, a guy named John Henry Thompson that I took the cigar store carving classes from. It says what he would treat as Native American faces, and just get all that cleaned up. Take yellow ochre and just go straight on there, and all I'm doing is pushing it in. I want every little bit covered. I don't want to get way over here, but I'm not so worried about it because I'm going to do a lot of wiping on, wiping off. And you just dig this in. Just always have a rag nearby to pick up stuff like that. This is a pretty stiff brush, and I'm going to cover the eyeballs, the eyes, and everything. I doubt if I'll paint the eyes white, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to have to figure out how to get over here where I can just anything that's got skin on it. You want that yellow ochre just rubbed in. And on paintings like this, or painting carvings like this, that color will overlap, but on the skin, need to get all that, because once it's painted, I'll go over it with some burnt umber for shadows. Now I'm going to clean this up right around here, around the edges. I do like to clean all that off that I can. Then just take the same little piece of cloth and just rub, just get that rubbed in real good. And I don't know what the difference is, but they say rubbing this in, not rubbing it off. Everywhere you put that yellow ochre, wipe it off. And I go around this whole thing. There's a little V-cut there that I don't think got paint in it. And just for a while, I just rub and keep rubbing, pushing it in. Then get a clean part of the cloth. See, some's coming off. And just keep rubbing that. I've mentioned before on here, like I've got several projects going. I've got some that's just cut off with bandsaw. I've got a piece of walnut over there that's just a log that I'm still trying to decide. I've got some Roughouts. I've got some stuff I've started carving. I've got, I think I counted, I've got 21 pieces that I've carved, and I've got to paint. Do y'all do that? Do y'all have a lot of projects going, or do y'all just sit down and say, hey, I'm going to make this and carve this entire thing and paint it and then move on to something else? I'm bad about hopping around and going from one to the other. I'm going to let this dry. Looking at it upside down or from the bottom, make sure it's all covered. See, very little's coming off now. It is hot today. I'm just out in the shop, got a ceiling fan going. I'm gonna give this about an hour to dry, and then I'll come back. Okay, I've let that dry. It doesn't come off to the touch. So next I'm going in with a red. And I'm going to keep my red secret, so no, I'll tell you. I use alizarin crimson. It gives it kind of a deep red, nearly a maroon look. But then I just do the same thing. I just rub that over the yellow ochre. I'd like to say this, I do kind of watch getting in the eyeballs, but in the end. I really don't, because I just get, you got to get it in all the little cracks, and to do that it ends up in the eyeballs. And I'll just let that dry and paint over it. Maybe darken it up. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, as they say. That's another reason doing this, really doing a lot of pushing with these brushes. It's real, get some good brushes. They're like carving tools. You can get them cheap. And this one, man, this one's over 20 years old and I still use it. It is beginning to fray. Let's let loose some hair, but bristles. I don't know, it might be hair. And again, just getting everywhere. I want everything that I painted with that yellow ochre to be covered with this red. Again, I'm just dry brushing this because I'm not using any thinner on these paints. Getting down in all the creases and cracks and crevices. Then I take a rag, try to find a clean spot, and then wipe it off. And like on this, I'm trying to wipe it all off. All of it won't wipe off, but beginning to see the, especially in the high parts where the yellow ochre shows through. I'll use I'll put a pencil or anything in there, just not a screw or something that'll poke through and scratch it, and rub that out of the crevices as much as I can. Then I'll shine it, kind of like shining shoes. So I got it wiped, it's not coming off on my finger. And so now I'll move on to another part, and let me clean my brush and I'll come back with some burnt umber. Okay, here's my tricolor palette, and here's the burnt umber, and I'm getting that. And the guy that I learned this from said, you know, you just want that in the cracks. And I found out that for me, like, it'll really go up in there and make the dark spots where you don't have paint, really make them shadowy. And I'm just working on the face right now, but everywhere, like right there at that where the necklace is, get real good in the mouth. Those little, get up in the nostril good, believe it or not. That's something I overlook sometimes, have to go back and do later. And he said just do it in the cracks, and then I ended up looking and saying, well, you know, by the time I fill up all the cracks, I've got it everywhere. So really, what I do is just cover the whole thing with burnt umber. And just when you get it to where you think you've got it good and properly ruined, oh, it's awful, hideous. but it looks like a walnut carving now. Again, get that rug, get a rag, get clean spots, and I'll just rub all that off. You let the ochre dry, but the red, whatever crimson is, whatever it was I said, that doesn't dry. Well, you let the yellow ochre dry, put the red on and just start rubbing it in until it doesn't rub off. Then go back with, like you saw me cover this with dark umber. And you can just keep rubbing. Right there is a good place. You can see the red, you can see the yellow ochre under there, and you can see the umber in the shadows. I'm gonna get the old pencil and just get in there and get the tight spots. There's a lot of shadows around the eye, but I don't want him to look like a junkie. All right, so that's that for that. I'll finish painting the entire piece and put some wax on this and it'll be done. But that's the way I color the face if I'm wanting to put some color on a Native American face. Hope y'all enjoyed. Remember, let me know how y'all work. If y'all got a lot of things going or just one at a time, how you handle your workload. That's interesting to me. All right, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Here's a guy that just finished up, and I mean just finished him up. Put the base on him. He's about, well, about a foot tall. And about 5.5 inches wide, about 5 inches deep. It's just a bust of an American Indian. He's got a feather headdress on, got some streamers of cloth coming down on his hair, has the hair down here at the end, has a bone type necklace, little shell holder and some hair locks there. This is out of basswood. I stained the very bottom of the base and just left this natural. So I'll get you a little close up. And the end of the feathers is like maroon, a deep maroon color. Also has the same color there on that and on the headband. And that's it. Like I said, just finished this up. He'll be headed over to the Etsy shop unless somebody snatches him up pretty quick.